Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Piro. Today we're going to draw a Yeti who's ready for Christmas. Let's have fun. Okay, grab your Sharpie marker and we can get started. Later you're going to need some crayons to put some color on your picture. I'm going to move our Yeti over to the side here and our crayons off to the side. Okay. So when we're looking at this picture, I have about 1 hand's width above this little area here where the eyes are. So I'm gonna go to the top, left, go to the center, come down here, and I'm gonna put a little dot, and that's my target for this little area right here above his eyes. Okay, so just below that, we're gonna draw the eyes. We're gonna draw a couple of circle or oval type shapes, because this is a friendly, fun Yeti. And then a big black circle inside that. And some people like to put a little white dot in there. That's fun too. And you can fill in just this middle area. On this one, I filled in the whole area black, so it's up to you. You can do it the way you like. Okay, and then I gave him some little eyebrows. And then right above here, we're gonna make it look like he has a little tufted, furry kind of area. So we're gonna go down and up, kind of like a W. It doesn't have to be all the same though, so I'm gonna do a couple of more, and that's just gonna give him that texture look of fur going around in this area. Okay, now we're gonna do a little half circle coming out and around. And again, every time I do these pictures, they come out just a little different because we're free drawing. So yours is probably gonna look different than mine. That little dot I'm gonna make into a little wrinkle on his forehead. And then we're gonna come here and make the nose. So, well, maybe we'll do this furry edge here first. We'll do this first, and then we'll make the nose because we want the nose to end up just above that fur. So just a little rainbow line here, and a couple little marks for nostrils. And that's this little eye area here. All right, up here, I'm gonna just have this puff fur from his hat. And this is gonna be kind of floating right up here for a moment. So we'll fill in the rest in a minute. And then we're gonna do this part of his hat. I'm giving him a little Santa's hat. If you don't wanna do a Santa's hat, you could do other hats, whatever your choice is, but I decided to make it a holiday Yeti, so mine has a Santa hat on it. And then we're gonna do some fluffy fur. This is the furry, puffy look coming down here. And we're gonna do a big area here because we need to draw his mouth still. And we're just gonna draw that back up here. Okay, this is kind of like a watermelon shaped mouth. So I'm gonna come down and up, like a nice smile line here. And then we're gonna give him a blue lip. Oh, I forgot to color this one blue. And then we're gonna give him some fangs and a few teeth inside here and a little pink tongue or a red tongue. And then I'm gonna bring this up a little bit higher on each side. And we're gonna come in just a bit from each direction, and then another fang here and here, and some zigzags. Now don't worry if these come out a little bit goofy, because remember in the Rudolph story, the Yeti had a sore tooth, and that's what made him grumpy. And so if your teeth are a little goofy on here, it's not a problem. Okay, now we're gonna make this arm. I put a star in his hand because at the end of the Rudolph story, the Yeti comes out, actually they called him Bumble, didn't they? And he puts the star on the tree. So he has a talent and he can help. And he feels good about that. Okay, Yeti has 3 fingers. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna draw the star. The star has 5 points. So I'm gonna do like as if this is his head, an arm, a leg. That's what I think of when I draw a star. And then we're gonna put a thumb here, touching the star, and we'll bring this line in to touch. And then we'll do some claws at the end. And the other claw is hiding there. Okay, so going across here, I'm gonna start my second arm, and it's just gonna be up in the air. I just wanna make it look furry, so I'm doing a random zigzaggy line. I want to fill in that little zigzag there and put a hand with 3 fingers, 1, 2, 3, and then a thumb. So he's a fictional character, so he doesn't have the same number of fingers that a human might have. Okay, now we're gonna bring this in. We're gonna create this curve of his body. So he's kind of a chubby guy. Now I made this a lot bigger than I made this one, so mine's gonna look different this time. That means I need to shorten up the legs a little bit, and that's okay. So I'm gonna come in like this. Again, every time you make a free draw like this, it's practice, and it's probably not going to come out perfect, and you're just gonna have some fun with it. Okay, and then I'm gonna go right here and I'm gonna do this little center area, and I'm gonna leave space for the leg, and then I wanna leave space for the toes and the feet here too. So maybe I'll do those first. So close to the bottom here, I'm gonna make a big toe, and then 1, 2, 3, and then down here, big toe, and then 1, 2, 3. So now I know how much room I have. I'm gonna come down here, go out and around the foot, out and around the foot. Maybe give him some little furry marks by his knees. Okay, moving along. Don't forget to pause the video whenever you need to and catch up, and then start it again and just come along and catch up when you need to. Okay, and then I'm gonna give him a little bit of fur texture on here for later. So there we go. Even though he looks a lot different, he's still a Christmas Yeti. Now I decided to decorate my Yeti with Christmas necklace with some lights. So I'm gonna do those light shapes. I'm going to do kind of a string of lights around his neck, and just every so often do a light shape, and when you color these, they're gonna start to look like Christmas lights. Okay, if there's any other kind of Christmas decorations that you wanna put on your Yeti, you can do that now. All right, let's see, I think I'm gonna go down here and add a little fur below his toes. I like the way that looks. All right, and then it's time to color. So at this point, we're gonna take a blue crayon, whatever blue you have on hand, and we're gonna make some snowy looking ice with our blue line. I decided to use a blue line instead of a black line. And then I'm gonna do some markings, some squiggles and stuff down here to make it look icy. And I'm gonna make some fun snowflakes in the background. Oh, I just realized that I forgot to fill in the black parts of the tongue. So I'm gonna take my Sharpie and go back in and do that. If you forgot something, you could always go back and add it later. If you want to, you could add Christmas tree in the background, or you could draw Rudolph or Herbie from the story. You could draw a pile of gifts or toys, or maybe Christmas candies, anything like that that reminds you of the holiday season to make your picture a little bit more fun. And then you're just going to start coloring. Okay, last but not least, we're gonna use a gray crayon, and we're gonna give some coloring just around the edges to create a shaded look. And because our Yeti is a white character, he looks really flat if we don't do this. So we're gonna add this to give him a little dimension and some texture. I'm not gonna color him all gray. I'm just gonna go around the edges and maybe a few little areas in the middle where there might be some texture. And I'm just going to go ahead and color a few little areas like that around the sides of my Yeti, up each arm, around his head a little bit. Okay, but mostly he's going to stay white. And we're just gonna add that little texture feature on here. Okay, a couple more blue areas. I've gotta do his little blue lip right here. And some blue toes. And if you have other things that you've added to your picture to make it a little bit different and unique, that's great. Go ahead and color those. I hope you enjoyed coloring with me today and drawing our Christmas Yeti. He's Yeti for Christmas. Yay! Don't forget to sign your name. And have a great day. Bye.